little bit of my background,
Well,
and
hold on, hold on. Can you introduce yourself? What's your ethnicity? What city or state do you live in?
okay. So ethnicity, which is a cultural belonging, I have a few because of my, I'll explain. So I was born in Zacatecas, Mexico. I was then migrated to Los Angeles area, raised in Compton, California, from like about 5 years old. So back then, I was made believe that I was Hispanic Latino, but as I educated myself and decolonized, I now know that I'm Native Indigenous. And so I have
May I
I
ask
would
you a
say,
favor?
go for it.
Sure. For the purposes of this conversation, what would you commonly be known as? I know that you're self-identifying, and I respect that. But what would you commonly be considered?
By my peers, I'm Native Indigenous.
You know what I mean. We're not going to play games.
Well,
Do
I
people
mean,
call you Latino? Yes or no? You said you're from Zacatecas, Mexico.
which is now
So you're
colonized.
Mexican.
It's nationality, yes.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, so
Okay,
can you hit the points you'd like to share?
I do because I see a lot of
I'm
conflict here
sorry,
with
sorry. What city do you live in now?
Compton, California.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
So, as someone who's been in Compton since the 80s, I've seen a lot of black and brown uh, conflict back and forth. I've been
Mhm.
part of it. I've been
Mhm.
part of the problem, and I've been part of the solution. I've
What
been part of
are
I've
you
been part of the
an
indoctrination.
activist? Huh?
I'm not only an activist, I'm an organizer.
Okay.
So I've actually co-organized the biggest black and brown unity march in Los Angeles, and we
What
did
was the
that
name
last
of
year.
it? What was the name of it?
It's simple, black and brown unity march.
Okay, you don't have to be condescending.
Oh, I'm not condescending. You're taking it. It's just a simple. It's That's the name of it. We
Mhm.
decided to keep it simple. That for that purpose.
I guess we just had a different communication style. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's all.
Mhm.
So we actually this happened right in the beginning of what seemed to be a online trend of, I would say, black people trending online on social media, beating up and harassing and mocking brown street vendors. So when this happened, the talk happened right away in the streets about bringing back the riots from the 90s. Now I grew up around those riots. I know how deadly they are. I know how serious they are. I survived those riots, and it wasn't.
Real quick, and I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish your sentence, and then I have a question, and then please proceed afterwards.
Okay. So I did notice, other people were freely able to speak. So if I could get my point across, because then it makes it hard for me to get my point across.
I interrupted
So
other
when
people. I even interrupted Tina, so please go ahead.
so when we saw this happen, we got word because I got connections all over because I got street in me too. So I got word that the call was being made that we were gonna go to war because we're not gonna allow this disrespect. But then, as an organizer, both who's been in the streets organizing and then also in national political platforms, because I organized for Bernie Sanders, I organized against Donald Trump in Ohio, Chicago, New York. So having that
Mhm.
bigger,
Can you narrow in on your topic or what your issue is?
well, I'm planning it, but I want to.
I
I
know, but
mean, do I
everybody
have
else
the
has set
space or
forth
not?
their issues. You have the same space that everyone has, and
Okay.
I know that Tina told a story that involved her background, but that was tied in to the
So is
harm that
this. This
was done to
this
her.
is this is also tight end.
Okay,
If you allow
okay.
me to, this is also tight
Yeah,
end.
Connie, I'm really curious to see where he's going with this too, because
I'm gonna let him.
well,
Like, can you narrow in? But go ahead.
I'm doing my best to narrow in, but every piece of information is being held back and
yeah,
delayed by every time you interrupt me.
Just continue, please, because I'm
All
feeling a
right.
little certain way when you talk about some black people were supposedly harassing brown people.
Well,
That's
Oh,
no,
it
listen.
could
No,
wait.
this.
Well,
actually, hold on,
let me
hold on.
see where
He's
you go
telling
with
the
this.
truth. No, he's
Okay.
telling the truth, but he's not telling the whole truth. I live in Los Angeles. But go ahead, head on.
Oh, okay. So when this call was made, that we're gonna go back to that '90s style mentality and go full on riots, full on war, and when that happens, it's not a good call, first of all, because people are innocent people. More likely, innocent people are going to be the ones that are the most vulnerable walking in the streets, and are going to be the ones to be shanked or shot or beat up or just gone missing. So we got together, my organizers that I work with, and they're both black and brown, and we came up with a
Hmm.
solution right away. We had
Hmm.
to organize quick and move quick, and we got this black and brown unity march going on. Now, even then, we had a lot of people on both sides not wanting this unity, not wanting this love,
Hmm.
and that's what I see today. Now, American Cholo does not represent me as a Mexican. He does not represent me as a brown person, and he definitely does not represent me as an indigenous person. He has very political views that I don't agree with, but also Tariq and a lot of the people with the FBA, self-identifying, I guess I don't know what to call it, idealism or coats. There's a lot of also Wabo mentality, which is want to be Aboriginal, claiming that they're the first Native Indigenous people. All of this is causing real Native Indigenous people's erasure. This is causing harm on both sides because it
Marcel.
doesn't it
Yeah,
Hold
doesn't
on,
Marcel.
allow.
hold on. I don't like how he
Hey,
said referred to Tariq as a cult, and he named something else, but he didn't name
Okay,
lineage.
hold on,
That's
hold
what it
on,
hold
is.
on,
It's a
y'all.
hold on,
lineage,
hold on,
Hold on,
but
hold
you
on.
y'all.
didn't
Wait,
even
wait, wait,
Hold
mention
wait.
on.
lineage.
Okay. Let's not erupt. He has his viewpoint. This is his viewpoint, and we're going to allow him to speak. I just have a question for Marcel.
Oh, okay, got it. I'm listening.
I've told several people tonight, we're not doing this indigenous erasure. You're in a space, and Marcel, you can stop me if I'm wrong. This is what we're talking about. No, okay. There's two ways I'm going to approach this. I see that there is a divide. I see that no matter what we say in this space, you guys are never going to acknowledge the heightened level of harm that you're committing against us. And you
Nope.
want hold up. Oh, I didn't know who was speaking. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marcel.
No, I agree. I was like, nope, they're going to try to both sidesism and act as if Black Americans have been just as equally problematic as they have been towards us, knowing damn well that's a lie.
Right. And
Coming here on our backs, using our civil rights legislation, then you have the audacity to come here and fight to be classified as white, and then going to turn around and say that we're the problem after using what we fought for. How damn dare you?
indigenous thing, and it's we have the signifying as Latino, and we're people from Latin countries or who descend from Latin country versus people who are Hispanic who speak Spanish.
Okay, so that's somewhat of what the mainstream is putting out there. Now, even that you don't have correct. I'll finish it for you. So
Come on,
what they
Ronnie.
want us
Come
to,
on. You got to
what
get
they
to the
want,
real
Marcel, this is all
well,
yours.
because it's
This is
important. It's important to know what words we're using.
why can't we get to the crux of the issue? When we talk, we are plain spoken. We are saying we're adults, we're grown men and women. We're not doing Alexandria
Because it's
Ocasio
all
Cortez.
important. Because
We're
it's
not
all
doing Alexandria Ocasio Cortez intersectionality. We're not doing any of that. We're real people speaking to you. I have an organization too. I can speak too. I'm an organizer. I'm an activist. I have 2 degrees. We can do all that. The issue here is Gil wannabe, what's his name?